Out of everything that we crafters run short on, one of the things we cannot turn down is extra storage. And I'm no exception. Here in our studio, I have a couple of different options that I've been utilizing to have storage space, from rolling drawer carts, tool chests, plastic drawers. The list goes on. And no matter how much storage space I have, I need even more because I'm constantly doing crafts, constantly acquiring more and more items to work on here in the studio and do videos for. Well, one of the things I definitely wanted to focus on as part of my Get It Together challenge is working on our thread rack. So you can see my thread rack that I'm using now. Before, I was using a pegboard, and with this particular rolling rack, it has a pegboard backing for the thread. I'm also using some clear containers down at the bottom to hold the smaller spools of thread. Then on the front side, I'm using drawers to hold small little knickknacks, things that would work in our crafting videos. On the back side, I have a space for my embroidery hoops for the embroidery machine. However, on the back side, I have a place where I've been using my magnetic mighty hoops. As it turns out, I actually have more mighty hoops that I really need to be putting up on that same rack. My goal is to organize my threads a little bit better on the front side of that rolling rack, then come back through and see if I can't utilize some of that space for more mighty hoops. So I took a trip to the Container Store. Now, some of you guys may have watched me live in that video on that shopping trip to the Container Store, as I was trying to find the perfect drawer sets that would fit my threads perfectly. I was trying to find one that wouldn't be too big for the spools of thread, but big enough where that I could put quite a few spools in there at one time. And I wanted them to be drawers so that I can pull them open, grab my threads, and then close the drawers. Because the containers that I have now, they all have lids to them. So if I wanted to get threads from the bottom containers, I would have to pull them out from the containers on top, open the lid, grab the spools, put the lid back on, and put it back on the shelf. Now, of course, that's not a bad thing because at least I have somewhere to put my threads, but I wanted something a little bit more efficient. And so here I have the results of my shopping trip to the Container Store. And I wanted to open this with you guys and show you exactly what I got so that you can use this for your thread storage as well. Here are the containers that I decided to go with for my thread, and I want to show you why I chose this container set. Number one, the clear acrylic will make it really easy for me to see straight through and see my threads so that I'll know how to easily get to the color that I want to use. I can situate the drawers a couple of different ways. I can move it all the way to the front so that they're flush with the front of this drawer, or as you see here, I can set it to the back and they're locked in place so that I can open them without having to worry about pulling the entire drawer set forward. Also, my favorite thing about these particular drawers is they fit the spools of thread perfectly, right? So once I put the spool of thread in and close the drawer, they fit. I mean, they're the perfect height. And for the large sweater drawer down here, I use for the larger spools of thread, and they fit almost as perfect as the small spools. Come with me on this journey of getting this set up over on the cart. Now that I have all of my threads off of the rack, from the smaller spools and these much larger spools over here on the side and behind this stack, I have a lot of thread that I need to put in those drawers. So let's see if the drawers are going to be enough. I may have to get more drawers from the Container Store probably tomorrow, but one of the things that I did notice in taking them out is I have these larger spools right here. Okay, so I have those of this size. These are the smaller ones for the small drawers, but then I have this size spool here, and this one, there was another shoe drawer. So I have the short shoe drawers for the small spools, but then they also had a regular size shoe drawer as well that I think would work really good with this size spool. And I may have to take the spools with me tomorrow just to be sure that they'll fit and be able to open and close the drawer smoothly. But that's a project for, I guess, tomorrow. But for the time being, we'll go ahead and put as many spools as we can back on the cart with the drawers that I have. It's going to stick out some, especially the sweater drawer. That's not as ideal as I want it to be, but we're gonna give it a shot and see if I can't make this work anyway. As we see, 6 drawers and 1 sweater drawer is definitely not enough, because I still have some spools here that need to go in the drawers, and I still have spools here. I haven't gotten any of the browns or the tans that should be in the drawers. I had a couple of spools that wouldn't fit. And then I have all of these, which these are the ones that I said are taller than the spools in the small drawers, but they're shorter than the spools in the tall sweater drawer. So I want to see if the regular size shoe drawer will fit these really well. And I'm hoping that they will. And that'll help me also clean up stray spools that I have throughout the studio and get everything put up. And that does not, you guys, include this, which is a couple of bags of spools under here as well. So I have more thread and spools that need to be put up. So I believe another trip to the Container Store is in order. Hopefully we'll get to do that Container Store trip sooner rather than later. I'll probably see about going there tomorrow. So you guys, thank you for joining me with this video, and we'll do an update on the drawers and organizing the spools, and that will involve another trip to the Container Store and another video. So thanks for joining me in our Get It Together challenge and getting organized. Thanks. Have a good day.